Hello and welcome to The B Button, episode 36. I'm your host, Baron Marf, and I'm joined, as always, by my compadre in arms, the one, the only, Angry Link. How you doing, buddy?
I always feel somewhat reluctant and sheepish after these big ups.
Big up yourself, Link.
Yeah, that's not my bag.
Yeah, well, you know, we love you. We love you.
I like to just sneak on through undetected.
Stealth.
Yeah, I am the ninja Link.
Stealth Link.
Oh, that should have been the tag.
Too late now.
Oh well.
Gotta rock the angry.
To be fair, that's probably the more often emotion that I feel.
Yeah, it's a little bit more fair. So, what's your gaming week been like?
Pretty sparse.
Right, okay.
Again, same old. Destiny, GTA Online.
Destiny.
Well, I say Destiny is literally a dash. I played a round of Iron Banner, and
right. So you're pulled in.
No, I was like, I should play Iron Banner and try and clear the level 5, but I forgot it reset, so I'd start from 1 again. And
when did you
played
start?
the game Thursday.
And it changes on a Tuesday, so
yeah,
you really
I can be
burnt
asked.
like a few days.
And it was going to be a busy weekend, so I knew, yeah. Like I said, it took me 1 round, and then I realised I couldn't give a shit, so I turned it off and went back onto GTA.
So GTA?
Yeah, rinsing the rest of my money that I shouldn't have rinsed because I could have got the old Proto GTX Super
X80
something
Proto
build basically.
Yeah.
I could have got that for cheaper, and I stupidly wasted all my money on a business upgrade, which I haven't really used because I haven't been able to get into a small enough lobby to use it.
I've got to shut down those businesses. They're like rinsing me of like 21 grand every day or
if
something.
you're not running them, shut them down. Because, like I say, I don't use the forgery, the document one. Shut that down. You aren't getting any more money because it's pittance how much you make from that.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Pretty similar. GTA 5, working the Tron bike action.
Yeah, because the new adversary mode is probably one of the only ones that I've actually enjoyed.
It was lots of me just going bang into the back of somebody else's beam of light, but...
Did you know that you can change the camera angle and you can have it top down?
Yes. Yeah, so you can... It gave me... In a weird way, it was almost a bit of a Smash TV feel. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, all in all, very cool, very cool. And prepping for Dishonored 2 with Dishonored 1. So just trying to remind myself, because I played it literally when it came out, rinsed it all the way through, put it down, haven't gone back to it, didn't play the DLC really. So just trying to sort of catch up a little bit on that, just rekindle the memories, the fond memories of stealthing around. But yeah, all in all, it's been pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice.
So look, we've got a couple of corrections, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, we hadn't been able to find out the information until now, had we? Obviously, the PS4 Pro, we know now it does have an optical out.
It does indeed, yes. Big shout out that as well, because lots of people want them. So.
Well, I know obviously the Slim, they removed it, but yeah, we were right on that one, but we just weren't too sure on the Pro.
They're just trying to differentiate between the two price points, aren't they? It's a bit,
£100 gets you a optical out,
and also we've just taken it. We've taken it from what you had before.
Yeah, but it's just like that with the Linux thing and from the PS3.
Yeah.
And also, Modern Warfare Remastered doesn't need the Infinite Warfare disc to run. Yeah,
you can play it independently if you've got it downloaded.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, then it's in the menu for you to go through it like that. But yeah, so anyway, that's good. I mean, it's a good thing. It's what people want. Bit of freedom. We love it. But yeah.
Well, not enough. They start to buy Infinite Warfare. And the reviews have been meh.
To be fair, actually, I've played a bit of it, and I would say meh. Yeah.
I did see one. It was just rather boring.
Yeah.
That was just the review. And sort of like almost perplexingly so. It's a Call of Duty and it's
Humdrum.
That's a great one.
Brutal. Cool. Well, look, we should shift on over to our Bullet Bills Big 3.
We should get onto it.
Let's do it. Bullet Bills big three, baby. It's the news. And jumping straight into our first bullet hole this week, what we got, Link?
The Steep Beta. Obviously, I had a chance to get onto the alpha, but I didn't check my emails and missed it. Made sure I checked them. Obviously, I knew that the date was coming up this week, so
and
got in there. Yeah, I got my Steep Beta invite, and
nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
So look, I'm going to get straight to a real hot point on this one. So I asked you, what do you reckon of it, Link? And you went, it's alright. And I was like, oh no, please.
But to be fair to it, at that point I'd only played it for about an hour.
Okay.
So it's just like an hour of getting through all of the, here's how to do this bollocks. It's like, I just want to go hurtling down a mountain. Fuck off.
Right.
Just let me hurtle down a mountain. I don't care. Yes, I'll get round to flying out of, like, in a wingsuit and paraglide and all of that bollocks, but I just want to get on a snowboard and go hurtling down a mountain. Get out of the way.
And?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Bit more time with it. Upbeat about it.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed the time with it. Like the presentation of it, the UI is all nice and clean. There's not too much clutter. The menus are fairly standard. They're functional though.
Is it anything like SSX?
No, no, it's completely serious. The cameras though, for me, a bit limited. You've just got 2 cameras, which is a really awkward third person and an unusable first person. So they need to be sorted out. The player, you've got like 6 skills, or I suppose genres of kinds of sports.
Character.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Sports or character.
Well, they're like you say, there's like freestyler, so it takes care of like the tricks and the parks. So it's all big linked to different kind of challenges. So yeah, you've got freestyler, which is tricks and parks. Pro rider, which is obviously racing. It's all time-based stuff. Bone collector, which is about just again how much you can fuck yourself up, which will be often and fairly vigorously. Then you've got extreme rider, so that'll be like your wingsuit stuff. Trying to do ridiculous runs. Explorer, it's just about opening stuff up.
So they're just basically trying to sort of cut up into the challenges of the game, basically.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, is skills or challenges, yes. And then you've got free rider, which is more of a freestyle stuff, so it's a case of you've got to get the best score, but it's not like a skate park or a snow park, so you're just finding lines and tricking off of what you can. Obviously you improve each category and you level it up by completing a corresponding event.
That's pretty cool. So it's almost a bit, it reminds me of like Forza or something like that.
Yeah,
like an open map where you've got to go do your bit.
I was just thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
So no, I really like the way it's styled out.
Great minds, Link. Great minds.
The controls, there's just the one scheme, but I've had a few moments with it where it's got me a bit flustered, but overall it's solid. Not
janky.
I wouldn't say the controls are janky.
But
it has been running a bit janky. I mean, the graphics, it throws out some really great vistas and moments where you get the sunset against the mountains and you see like the light reflecting off the snow, and
that's some of the console chokes.
No, it's been surprising in places. I think it's just maybe a case of with the servers that could have been the issue.
Okay.
But bearing in mind it is a beta, so.
So all in all, it sounds like you got good impressions. I mean, I know you're not the kind of person who like numbers something like 8 out of 10, but where are you at with this?
Well, looking at it, I mean, I've enjoyed the variety and the sports. I mean, going through them quickly, you got the skiing, which I've just mainly used for racing because it's quite fast and it's quite stable.
Yeah.
Snowboarding, again, that's my sort of go-to. It's good for the tricking, I find it's a lot easier, but it can be annoying when you get stuck, but you can just walk around places, so that's kind of takes care of that.
Mm-hmm.
The paragliding, for me, that's probably the weakest element, but saying that, it is still useful when you need to get up, so you want to get to the peak, you can start riding the currents and the wind currents as it blows off the mountain to get higher and stuff, so it's handy to get around to certain spots. The wingsuit, that's I suppose the Marmite one I find. When it's good...
You don't like Marmite, do you?
I love Marmite.
So you like the wingsuit?
I do like the wingsuit. I think it's good fun. But I can see some people getting annoyed with it. Because it is quite just, pretty dull, really. But I love... you're going through the pilot, you're like, I'm going to get through that gap of the pilot. No, I'm not. right, this time I'm going to get through. No, I'm not. Right, this time I'm just going to go around it.
Yeah, it's not designed for me to go through it.
Yeah, I realised that after like the 5th or 6th time.
Good.
But it's a satisfying, and again, helps get the bone collector up.
It wasn't like an Acme wingsuit, was it?
No, but there are some quite interesting designs available to purchase. I'd be really tempted to pre-order it because you get some like Tron style glowing boards and stuff. So,
oh dear.
Yeah, but for me, it's been a good bit of fun.
It definitely sounds like it picked up for you.
Yeah, once you get through the first couple of bits and you realise there's quite a bit to do, you open up a bit. It starts to get a bit more interesting. The only thing I would like to see is making it easier to track events and remain in challenges, and add another camera option and fix the first person view, because I'd be really interested in playing it first person, but not the way it is at the moment because it's fucking horrendous.
What's so bad about it?
It just, you're always looking down, like you don't look ahead. Like, why would you want to see where you're going? No, you want to see your snowboard.
You were just looking at the snow.
It almost seems, and don't trick if you're in first person, because it's just like sky ground, sky ground, sky ground, ground.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah, VR, that'd be horrendous. But at the moment, I would buy it, but I wouldn't get it digital price. I'd look to pick it up as a bit of a bargain. Sort of 30 quid, I reckon easy. That's easy money for me.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think I'm probably equally as interested at that sort of like, long as it's not, stupid money price.
Yeah, I think it's a solid enough game. I mean, I've always gone into it thinking it's going to be just one of these games I can stick on after I've had a mad session, heart rate's racing, I can just go out, right, I'm going to do some paragliding, now I'm going to do some tricks, and I'll have a go at that challenge, and well, I'm done. I'm calm, I can go to just turn off and switch off now.
Fair enough.
So, but
that's
yeah,
cool.
It's been doing that. So, what's next?
Second bullet hole for this week. The release of Dishonored 2. I've been prepping on Dishonored 1 for a reason, and it was released last Friday. So Bethesda doing what they do. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm liking it. Although the only thing straight off the bat I'll say is immediately I was like, this feels a bit washed out compared to the previous one. But anyway, should maybe just darken the TV a little bit. But yeah, it's following on obviously from the first game.
Yeah.
So the little girl that you were protecting in the first game, she's now a princess, fully grown, and you can choose either character. So you got one or the other, which is good because a lot of the adverts was obviously about the protagonist, the female protagonist now being sort of a main character and got new skill sets and such like, which is pretty cool. But I like Corvo. I've always liked the character of Corvo and I like his skill set. So, but straight off the bat, just get it drained. So you've got to start building it all up again.
Yeah, of
typical
course.
Sort of storyline.
Oh yeah, there'll be the cliche, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't really need to sort of go into it. It's just all details, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I like the option of having both characters though. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
You've got a bit of variety in sort of you can play as a woman who's got like a different skill set. So like this shadow grip and all this.
She's
sort of
more sort of suited to stealth playthroughs and stuff, isn't
pretty
she?
much, yeah.
But I suppose it is the thing with Dishonored. It's always been something that encourages you to go back and try it a different way.
Each level has just got crazy amounts of variety in how you go about it, and they are levels that is built in that way still exactly as it was the first.
Like there's little mini sandboxes essentially, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. So you could be like literally going through the sewer underneath people, or you can be over the rooftops dropping down. Absolutely loved it. It's really really good. Or what I've played of it so far.
I got a few questions.
Shoot.
Have they learned how to spell Dishonored yet?
No.
No, of course not. Having spent some time with the first one recently again, has there anything sort of stood out for you that's changed, sort of improved in the second one?
It feels very much like the first one.
But again, it's not necessarily a bad thing because the first game was pretty solid.
It's almost like it's a major DLC.
Yeah.
It's
a really good remaster.
Yeah, well, they've chucked in a new character and they've, it's new levels, new, reskin. But essentially, it's like Assassin's Creed. It's another version of it. And if you like Assassin's Creed, you kind of like Assassin's Creed.
Slightly tweaked, hopefully something better. but
not,
there's still
not
the
guaranteed.
same inherent problems that have always plagued the series.
Yeah. But I mean, there's not many. You know, this is a Bethesda game after all, so. You know.
That's a shocker then. That's a surprise.
No, I think there's pretty solid there stuff usually, but I was quite impressed with this.
Any problems sort of stand out for you? Is there any issues that you had?
Not really. I kind of like the idea of maybe you could chop and change characters as you go through the game rather than just stick with one. Yeah. But no, there's a pretty definitive thing which happens at the beginning of the game which makes you say you're going to be this character or that one.
Yeah.
But I've still got to play a lot more of it yet. I'm right at the beginning of the storyline. It's got me sort of pulled back in again.
One thing I'm looking forward to, I remember seeing a video of one of the end levels from the first one, and this guy or this person had turned this game in how you can go about killing people into an art form. Like there was for like 3 minutes the guy didn't touch the ground, and he was just like, just blink here, stab, turn around, throw a knife, blink in, grab the thing back, jumping around, and just 3 minutes of just pure carnage. And like, you've just made that what is probably like a 25-minute, 30-minute level. You've just cleared it in minutes, and just made it look ridiculously piece of piss. Because
people sit there and just learn the NPC routes and then just optimize their route to kill everything.
Have a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah,
which makes it infinitely easier.
No doubt. But yeah, so that's it. I've from what little I've played of it so far, I'd say if you like the first one, it's a no-brainer. If you've never tried it before, get it because you get a free one. Well, no, get it because you get a free copy of the first one with it with all the DLC. So hit that, play that through, then play the second one.
It's definite good value for money then.
Yeah, I'll just say one downer though. You could just make it co-op. You can make the storyline co-op. They should have done it. But anyway, so that's it.
Or at least the ability to just go back and play a level with a different character.
Yeah, well, yeah, without having to sort of play a whole fresh storyline. But maybe, nature of the beast. So, but whole number 3, what we got, Link?
Knights and Bikes, new trailer released. Obviously, Double Fine have come out and said they're going to be publishing. This is a co-op RPG developed by Foam Sword, some former Tearaway alums. So obviously a guy who worked at Media Molecule, and another fella who's worked on quite a few massive games. I can't remember which ones he's worked on now. I do apologise. I should have written them down. But yeah, they've had a new trailer showing off a bit more of the gameplay. I mean, it's looking really great. It's something they did the Kickstarter earlier in the year. It took off absolutely. Basically, it's a game that's again co-op RPG, action RPG that's basically Goonies.
It's the Goonies. The Goonies game, yeah.
It's got a brilliant, great art style.
Again, at least it feels like it. We should say, it's not actually a game, but
but it totally is. Small island, family's going to lose their home. Kids are going out to find a way to keep their homes. It's the Goonies.
And it's got sort of the Paper Mario-esque sort of...
Yeah, it's
not so cartoony and cel-shaded, but...
It's very similar to where you can definitely see, like, with Tearaway and some of the Media Molecule stuff. Yeah, you can see that influence from it. But I think it looks really good.
I mean, it's an amazing little video, actually.
Really good. The music was brilliant. It's just got that... instant, you're just like, this is going to be great and really fun, and I'm going to enjoy myself, and I'm going to go on an adventure, and I'm going to throw frisbees at people, and
it's co-op,
and it's just like hopefully like an old school action RPG that's got knights and bikes.
Yeah,
kids roaming around trying to save their family.
I'm down for it, man. I'm properly pulled in with this game. That little video really sucks me in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really charming looking little property. I'm really looking forward to it. It's got a placeholder date of spring 2017. So
it will happen when it does with these sorts of ones. You've got to let these little studios just do their own thing.
Look at Cuphead. I mean, that got delayed again, didn't it?
Yeah, what's going on? Hopefully they're making a good game out of it.
Well, this is it. Happening. Again, we love to quote the Miyamoto. I mean, you can delay a bad game and make it a good game, but you release a bad game and it's a bad game forever.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, not necessarily in the days of patches,
yeah.
But...
EA. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so yeah, cool. I mean, Notes and Bikes, really looking forward to it.
Got quite high hopes for that one. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it does stick to its spring date, because notoriously there's generally a few random games, but not a lot coming out at that time.
I think it'll be coming out this time next year, but we'll see.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, look. Let's shift on over to our What's the Beef, Chief.
I think we should.
Let's do this. It's What's the Beef, Chief. And I'll tell you what the beef is this week, because I'm going to get straight to the fucking point, because this really got on my nerves. Data transfer between PS4 and PS4, or PS4 and PS4 Pro, but either which way, data transfer, meh.
So what was so difficult, and what was the problem?
So, right, I went into the store and I said, what have I got to do? And they said, you just need an Ethernet cable between the consoles. And I read a few articles online that said, you just need an Ethernet cable to connect the consoles. I was like, okay. But actually...
So I was going to say, it was just a peer-to-peer from one to other? Good old classic LAN?
No.
No,
it's you need to put it through your router.
Squeeze me?
You have to go get your router and bring it over, set it down, and connect one LAN cable into the router and the other one into the other.
A wireless router?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
So once you've hardwired it, it can then obviously go to your network. And as we all know, I say we all know, but your basic internet cable, Cat5, it'll do 100 megasecond. So, you know, that's pretty cool.
And to be fair, most routers, the average standard router should quite happily chug along at 54 megaseconds.
Yeah.
So you should get some blazing speeds.
11 megasecond.
Nice.
I had 350 gig to transfer.
Nice. Was it actually megabytes or megabits?
Yes.
Well, megabytes, obviously, the M and the B are both capitals. Megabits, the M's large and the B's.
Oh, I know they're spelled different.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the difference is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a lot either which way. It was gigs. It was 350 gig.
Yeah.
It was huge. So I did some quick... Obviously, the PlayStation bar said 13 hours. At this point, I've got two consoles sprawled over the floor with taut wires from the main socket of the house to the router, and then the router taut to the PS4 and vice versa. Power cables going everywhere.
A precarious position for your new hardware.
Very much so. So that kind of annoyed me in itself. Then I saw the speed I was getting, and I was like, wait, this could be going a lot quicker. They've just not you optimised this or done this properly. Whatever it is.
I remember when you sent me the message to tell me how long that you was going to have to wait. I can't remember. I think it was like, are they sending the data to Neptune or some shit like that first?
I worked it out, and it was going to be 8.5 hours worth of data transfer. Finishing at roughly about 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. So it's basically get your new console back and just go with data for like 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what? This is what the icing on the cake was for me. If I just downloaded data, all of the data randomly from the internet on my internet connection, right, 64 megasecond, it would have been quicker.
I was going to say it would have been quicker just to upload all of your saves to the cloud and then download it all again.
It sounds like a really petty little thing, but when you're just like, yay, I've got a new console, whoa, I've got 9 hours worth of downloading going on.
I mean, like you were saying, surely there must be a better way, because it's just a massively convoluted way to transfer data. Because why can't it just go peer-to-peer?
Well, the other thing is why can't they just put it onto... If they had to, why can't they just say, dump it on the hard drive, connect both consoles to the internet, one sends a unique code to the other one saying, if this code, encrypt the data, chuck it on a hard drive. If they plug it into anything other than something which knows this code, it's not usable. Get the data at the other end, bingo bango, download it. Even that through USB 3 would have been substantially quicker.
Yeah, problem with that though is obviously Sony don't allow you to have games on a separate hard drive. So everything has to be on the internal. But the only caveat from that is the fact of how easy it is to replace and the fact that it won't void the warranty.
Well, this is one of the other things. So, you know, somebody said, hey, why don't you just like take the hard drive out, replace the casing with the other one, put that back in? And I was like, yeah, but then I've got
it'll reformat it as standard.
Yeah, and I've got the wrong size hard drive because it's 500 gig opposed to a terabyte, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, and also, you know, only does up to 2 terabytes. But anyway, that's by the by. So I was pretty pissed at this one. Not pissed, it was just like niggly, like after a day of faffing around and then racing to get your new console, being like, yay! And then just having that delay, it's like, yeah.
Well, it is the problem with modern gaming. Your NES, what happened when you bought your NES? You went home, you unplugged it, unpacked it, you plugged it into the cable, into the right cables, into the right holes, you put the socket in the wall, you put a cartridge in, you went power, then it come on, and you started playing.
But the save game was on the cartridge, wasn't it?
Well, by the time it got to us, it was. Yeah, obviously it used to be all passwords, and a lot of them were passwords when they were being typed with the batteries.
Yeah.
But then again, that was the problem with the save games. Unless you was using it regularly, the battery would die, and you'd lose your save.
Brutal.
But yeah, no, it's modern gaming's problems, isn't it? First world problems and all that stupid hashtag bullshit.
I don't know.
For me, it's just summed up quite easily. It's just a shit system, and they should and can do better.
This is the thing. There's certain things that you expect on these new consoles. Well, just generally on modern day consoles, where you're like, I expect you to. I mean, they've taken the optical out on the, you know, the original, or sorry, the new PS4, just to be like, no, there's a differentiator between the two. You know,
yeah,
they've got systems like this where they could spend a bit of time and energy just optimizing it to make it really painless, really nice, but they don't. You know.
Yeah, it does seem very much like that. It's very lazy and sort of slack.
Slack arseholes all around is what we're saying. Cool. Okay. Well, look, there we are. We're gonna wrap this bad boy up and shift on over to our Uncharted. Uncharted territory, our rambling section. I mean, it's all rambling, but this is more free roam.
Well, I think it just gives an excuse just so we don't have to stay on point.
Thank God. And our ramblings this week are what, Link?
Well, it's smartphone gaming, really. I mean, it's starting to get a bit more of a... Well, it's massive. It's been massive for the last few years. But now we're starting to see some really good, interesting games come through for me.
It's like they're trying to reach out to real gamers now.
It does seem that way. They're doing better, at least. But, I mean, there's still a lot of ways, a lot of places they need to get to, a lot of things they need to sort out. But, you know, I think it's...
I just think there's been a plethora of hot titles recently.
There's been some really good stuff out.
Yeah.
I think you're now starting to see people get comfortable with the design and the control schemes and the limitations of the devices. So you get into some really interesting games.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
The only thing is, though, I just can't help but think, because of all of these games on offer in these app stores, and most people have got a smartphone, is there any need for a dedicated handheld anymore?
Well, that's the thing, you know, like we were saying the other day, and I only pull my 3DS out now for like some of the really, really biggies. It's got to be a huge title. It's got to be something like, you know, Mario Kart or Zelda or something like some heavy hitter.
It'll be something that you can't play anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, I mean, it's a ceremony as well. It's like, ooh, I'm getting out this console now.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had an affinity with Nintendo handhelds. I mean, I had my older brother had one of the original Game Boys. When obviously I got a Game Boy Color when they come out. GTA, the first GTA on a Game Boy Color, was unbelievable. I actually lost my shit.
It's amazing stuff. Yeah.
Again, had the SP, the Advance.
So I think there's always been this want, isn't there, for mobile gaming one way or another, and now it's just hit this sort of new audience by going into smartphones.
Yeah, well, it's as phones have got progressively more advanced. I mean, I remember my N95, and that had some brilliant little games on it, and that was a really great little phone for the time. But now, looking at it now, I mean, some of the titles you've got on offer, I mean, they are high caliber titles. You've got
Yeah.
stuff like Asphalt. There's some of the first person shooters that they do on there.
You've got
now.
Street Fighter on there,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we've got Mario coming soon.
Yeah, so there's some really, really top gaming to be had. Hell, you can get all of the Grand Theft Autos on there pretty much, obviously, other than the last two.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love?
So we thought we'd touch on a few of like the recent ones that we've been playing and anything that's really made an impression to us.
Yeah, no, there's been some notable ones over the years for me.
Yeah, I mean, if I go through sort of my big hitters, recently it's been a lot of. I guess the one that I'm living on, which I keep touching on every week, is Shadow Wars. I've been hitting that a fair amount. For those who don't know, it's one of those dual-based connection games, but also with a card-playing element in it as well.
Yeah.
Or you could argue the other way around.
Yeah, it's predominantly a matching puzzler, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But then you use that to combine your attacks. I mean, it's something that's been done before, but again, they've brought the card collecting element into it.
So you collect your monsters. They've all got different elemental effects, and obviously fire beats plants, plants beat water, water beats fire,
and then you've got light and dark
as a random standalone sort of like contrast. And it's just addicting. I've not spent any money on it at all, and yet it keeps me coming back, playing a bit more. It's not massively intrusive with adverts. But it's just a solid little game, really.
No, I have to agree. I mean, I've got it down on my list because I've played hundreds and hundreds of these games. I really do enjoy these kind of games because it's good fun. Most of the time, they hit a stupid difficulty curve.
Yeah, it's time to buy something.
What I've got written down here as the free-to-play difficulty curve. It's ridiculous. Some of them. There's been some amazing games that I really enjoyed. Ruined because it's a case of you can do it, but you're gonna have to play it for about 4 or 5 weeks every day, grinding the shit out of it, and
you can pay $2.99.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, do you know what? I'm just gonna delete off my phone. I mean, that's for me one of the big caveats of mobile gaming is how sporadic it can be. Like, you can have a game that's brilliant, and then 2 days later, you're like, it's pretty shit.
It just annoys me they've moved away so much from the actual, do you like this game? Here, you can just buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this the other day on Gin Rummy. Just, it blows adverts all over. I found what I thought was the best version of Gin Rummy on the iOS store. Played it, came up with a load of adverts. Actually quite enjoyed it, thought it was like a well-made game. So I thought, you know what, I'll buy it. I'll get rid of the adverts. I had 2 options, which was like rent it for 3 months or rent it for 12.
Oh, I
remember. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, this isn't beef. This is Uncharted, and it's well worth a look. Shadow Wars for anybody. It's done as Pickpock, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Before, yeah. So go have a look at that. The other one, which is by a notable developer, is Revolver's Reigns. That's sorry, Devolver's Reigns.
Yeah, so I was going to say the publisher, isn't it? They've got a brilliant plethora of really random indie titles.
Yeah, and this one's a decision-based game. You've only got one option. You're like a yay or nay.
I was going to say I saw it described as Tinder but with politics.
Yes, yeah, that's a fair way of saying it.
Like, in terms of that whole yes/no mechanic, the swipe left or right, isn't it?
Exactly that. So basically what you do is you get different people from the kingdom approach you to say, I don't know, we want to throw a parade to celebrate your father, or something like that.
We need X amount.
So, you've got 4 people or 4 headers to take care of, which is the church, you've got sort of the civilians, you've got the army, and you've got your treasury, sort of how much cash you've got.
Yeah.
And you've got to balance them, and each decision has pluses and negatives for both, and it's how you sort of work your way through it. And they put some interesting little twists in there, but all in all, it caught me. It was something about it, do you want to go have an affair with this princess, stuff like that? Yeah, I do, so it was worth a look. I don't know, did you get to play it at all?
I did, and I don't know, it's one of those that I play it once or twice and I'm done with it. Didn't really capture me.
Didn't grab you quite as much.
No.
I mean, I've been playing it through, and as you so initially you play it a couple of times, you're like, oh, I'm just repeating the same questions, but then you take a different route and it pushes you on a little bit further in the conversations, and new people get introduced into the kingdom, and I really enjoyed it. But either which way, for those of you who like something really simple where you can just hold your phone and go left, right, and a bit of interest, go have a look. Reigns, really, really good. Other ones on my list, it's got to be Rings. This is basically a bit of Connect 3 or tic-tac-toe, if you will, crosses and circles. And it's done a little bit more cleverly. So what they do is they put colours in there, and they put 3 different size rings which all can fit inside each other one way or another. And you can stack them to get 3 of a kind like that, or you can get, your rows. Lots of different colours, so you've got to sort of really start thinking where I can fit this colour ring into there to get a row of 3, Pretty basic game, but incredibly addicting, and I know that I've shown it to other people and they've pretty much come back doubling my score within like a week, which really annoys me.
It's frustrating, yeah. I hate that when that happens.
Yeah, but pretty cool, really enjoyed that. One which I was showing you the other week and just kind of just had me, and I know this is on your list as well, is OSA.
Yeah.
The insult simulator. So tell us a little bit about this one, Link. I know I'm going to jump over to you because I'm just going to hit over your notes, but it's a battler, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've not had much chance to get into it. Before I even start, it's totally worth the money.
Yeah.
Instantly. It's like £3 on the Google store. No, it's probably around the same
sort of money, I'd say.
So it's definitely worth like the price of a pint of beer.
But what's the overall premise?
The premise is you're battling against an opponent and trying to insult them in a not necessarily grotesque manner, but in as brutal and offensive manner as you can to then obviously take down his health or his life points.
Yeah, exactly. And so 2 bars at the top, very Street Fighter-esque sort of style.
Yeah, it's pitted as a sort of a battler.
And then you've got like a collection of selections of sentences, so you can choose how you chop and change and build your sentences. And between the two of you, you're both going to pick out the same pool.
This is where we need a better understanding of the English language and what
is a verb.
Well, it's not that. It's
this so-called noun that you talk about.
Subjectigators and stuff like this. And when it gets into stuff, you're like, no, you're making that up.
Oh, you mean the little dots? Right, I get it. Yeah, you don't word like proper weed does. Yeah, but it is. But either way, I mean, you do get some weird insults come out.
You can pull off some brilliant ones. I mean, the word building that you can do on it is really good.
Yeah.
Or the sentence building, should I say?
Because the thing is you can you take it in turns back and forth to pick from this pool, and if at the end of it you think actually I'm not done yet, you can then defer to the next round. So they have a pop at you, they have a little attack. And then you go to the next round and keep building your insult.
Yeah, you just got to hope they don't hit you with a big enough insult to put you off, and you lose all of. Yeah, it's some really great mechanics. It's definitely one that's worth looking up on the internet, for the comedy.
And because it reads out anything you say. So if you can build something stupid like your wife is a pig and smells like your house, and brilliant.
It's good fun. So, it's definitely good fun.
Other ones on the list, I don't know. I think just a sort of came out of nowhere for me was Kelvin and the Infamous Machine. So this is a point and click based little iOS game, a mobile game. Just designed really well. Looks interesting sort of comedy in there. Drawn really, or artistry is really, really good.
It's kind of ticked all of your classic point and click boxes.
Yeah, like Day of the Tentacle-esque, or
it's got just a real good little vibe, and there's that stupid humour.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've got the really obscure puzzles, like, oh, why didn't I think to get the haddock and put it in the sieve to turn on the light? Ugh, of course I'm stupid.
How ridiculous was I for not thinking of that? Yeah. But I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because it's how would you explain Day of the Tentacle? It's just one of those things that go enjoy the experience.
It's very much you can't really talk about those games without spoiling them.
Exactly.
Because you have to talk about the puzzles, and then that's all the fun gone.
Yeah.
So it's another one. Just definitely look into it.
Worth a play. That's all I can say. If you're actually looking for some decent games, we've talked about some other ones in the past, but if you're just looking for something which is out now, something fresh, go and have a look at it. Well worth a look. So, Link, what have you got on your list that I haven't already sliced out?
I have quite an extensive list, I would think. Obviously, I start with Hill Climb Racer, because this was the first game that I'd ever downloaded. This has been around for absolutely yonks. I mean, to put it in perspective, I got my first smartphone was a Samsung Galaxy Ace.
Right.
And that was a good phone for the time. I mean, it's a complete pile of shit. Well, I realised that, but this was the first game that I downloaded to it, and this is the only game that I have downloaded onto every subsequent phone that I've owned.
Damn.
It's very much like a Trials HD Lite. So you've got your Hill Climb Racer, and it's just, well, it started off with just the one truck.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your brake, you've got accelerate. You can then control the pitch when you're in the air with the brake and the accelerate.
Do you know what?
It's trials. You just got to get as far as you can and get as high score.
And you collect fuel as you go along. Yeah, and coins. Is that the one?
No.
So I've played one very similar.
Oh, no, there is coins. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Where you can change your vehicles and change your levels.
Yeah. No, they've updated it loads.
Yeah,
There's
so
absolutely shitloads of levels. Has it got? It's like this tank vehicle in it. Basically, it's got caterpillar tracks.
Yeah,
and it absolutely flies. You're just like, right, maxed out on the upgrades, and you're just like, right, accelerate, just go up that hill, over that hill.
If you want a cash hoard on that game, go to the moon, get the motorbike, the scrambler, and backflip the shit out of it.
Hells yeah.
That game is, and the thing is, what I like about it is it's obviously been made by like a bit of a one-man band.
Yeah, it's totally one guy.
And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just a really solid game.
Published by Fingersoft.
That's the one. Yeah.
They've got some really good games actually. I completely forgot. It's Javelin. I can't remember the full title, but look for Fingersoft on any of the app stores, and then look through their catalogue. Javelin, just the sound effects when he throws are fucking worth the download. Some of them sound like he's like saved up his bean bags full of fucking spunk and for like 3 months, and it's just like, there it goes.
Whammy.
It's superb. But so Hill Climb Racer is definitely worth a look.
Have a peruse, folks.
I think it's still being updated as well with tracks.
Yeah, it is. It's getting regular updates.
Broken Age, Double Fine's re-entry into the point and click genre.
Yeah.
Really great game, brilliant art style.
This one has a very special place in my heart, this game, because I was quite ill at one point, and I'm not like I'm dying, but just like had really bad man flu. It was like, I'm on the verge of having to get up and take a pee and feel a bit achy. Oh my god, like end of the world sort of material. And I had this game at the time, and I just led in bed, just like poking at the iPad, being like, "Oh, this game's amazing."
All I can manage is just to stab at a flat screen, and even then, it still feels too harsh.
But either way, it got me through that illness because I was completely locked away. Loved that game.
Really great storyline. I didn't see it coming, to be honest.
No spoilers here.
The only thing I'd say is it disappointed. It was a little short for me. I'd like to have been a bit longer, but great. I always find great TV, great games, great books. You always want it to be longer.
I got to the mid-game twist,
and
now I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, very, very, very good game. Well worth a play.
It's probably the most expensive one on my list.
Yeah, it's a little pricey.
It's probably about £9 now. You might get it on deal, but
it does pop up in sales occasionally, or at least it will do.
If you enjoy point and click games, it's definitely worth the money.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Next one is You Must Build a Boat. It's another one I think it's cost a couple of quid.
So what's this?
Basically, it's a match 3 game. But instead of like moving the individual blocks, you move the whole row or column.
Right. Okay.
And then you've got it's one of these. It's difficult to explain. Basically, you've got to try and clear as much of this dungeon, and each colour represents a different skill. So one will be attack, one will be defend, one will be melee, or something like that. And you again progressively go through and get your boat better and better and better, and you can then travel to better lands and bigger lands and blah blah blah. It's a brilliant game. It's definitely worth a look. It's a really great puzzle game. I mean, I played it to death, but I still re-downloaded it on my phone just in case I fancy a bash on it.
Nice.
So yeah, it's definitely worth a look into that. Yeah, you must build a boat.
Cool.
Punch Club.
What's that?
This one's a fight sim straight manager.
Okay.
So there's no actual fighting. There's no controlling the fight.
So you just got to stand at the edge of the room and like, hit him harder, rock.
No, it's not. It's just you're actually playing the fighter himself, and it's just you sort of his life, and he's got to work to train and all of this stuff, and you get little bits where Robert like tries to get the local store, and you beat the shit out of him and stuff like that. It's one that it's got some funny little moments, and like you say, your old Mick character and stuff like that, and yeah, it's not bad.
Training
I enjoyed
montage.
it. Well, you do have many training montages where you sort of
Awesome.
you load up on the carbs,
That's
hit the gym.
as long as you can get the music going. If you can get sort of some rocks in some netting, then you're living the dream.
Well, basically, as long as Vince DiCola is involved, then you know you're onto a winner.
Yeah, cool.
Well, it's that and Stan Bush. They're all Mick Kings of the montage.
Ultimate montage if you got a bit of Bush on the go. Phrasing, but
yeah. Alto's Adventure. Obviously, we talked about Shadow Wars, so we don't need to touch upon that. Alto's Adventure, really great little snowboarding game. It's a really cool chill out game.
We've mentioned this one before.
Yeah.
This is just it's almost a runner because obviously it's continuous movement.
Yeah, it's an endless runner. Like I said, it's continuous movement.
But you're just sort of skiing along, backflipping, trying to catch your llamas.
Catching llamas, trying to hit grinds, trying not to smash your face in.
Yeah.
But it's got a really cool day-night system.
A bit ollie-ollie-ish.
No, it's completely simple. I would liken it more to, do you remember like the Flappy Bird and stuff like that, where you've got to time the release to get the most air and shit like that?
Yeah, it wasn't Flappy Bird, it was the wings.
Little Wings.
Little Wings, yeah. That was amazing, yeah.
Really good
Another
game,
great game. Have a look at that one, folks.
And again, we've talked about Osa.
I mean, that game really is for me the highlight of all of the mobile ones I've been playing recently.
It's the most interesting game I've seen in years.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's a dull game, but it's not.
They've just updated it to add a new character.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
That's right.
I particularly like the woman in it. So, and I know we digress a little bit back to Osa, the Insult Simulator, but there's a female character in it, and it's a very Monty Python-esque.
I was going to say,
oh dear!
It's clearly Terry Gillingham is doing the voice woman.
Yeah. But yeah, very, very, very cool.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, again, I'm going to stop ruining and butchering Monty Python. And speaking of ruining and butchering, we move on to The Trail. Obviously, this is 22 Can's latest effort.
Yeah.
The most remarkable thing about this game...
This is brilliant. This is, for me, like the highlight. 22
Cans being Peter Molyneux's studio that he set up after he left Microsoft and Lionheads.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about it until it released. Like, literally nothing.
But the thing is, I wouldn't mind hearing about it. I'm just glad we didn't hear anything from Peter Molyneux.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I read a really good interview with some of the former Lionhead developers that were sort of there from the beginning. He said the problem with Pete is he was just so overly passionate about things, he never would sort of stop to think if it was possible. Because it was this brilliant idea that he knew would be amazing to play, and it would just explode the industry and what they were doing. But he didn't take the time to think, can it be done?
Can it actually be done?
And yeah, he'd kind of go off on his own little tangents and sort of, yeah, I can do that, it'll be great. And obviously it's like the programmer's like, Peter, do you want to just rein it in a bit? Because we've still not got the stuff we've already told everyone about finished yet.
I mean, I personally could summarise how I feel about Peter Molyneux by saying, eat a bag of dicks. So anyway, we digress. The Trail.
Yes. So obviously 22 Cans' latest effort sees you as an intrepid explorer off to the new world, obviously that being the Americas. You sort of start on the East Coast and you've got to make your way to Eden Falls.
Yeah, you show up on a ship.
Basically. Yeah. You
so choose your face, choose your body, go out into the wilderness.
Yeah. And you start with basically a bag and some rags for clothes. And yeah, you're walking the trail.
Well, how's the control system?
Well, it's a very, very basic. As you've got to go from camp to camp. You've got a stamina bar, and then you can either run or walk or completely stop. You've got a little bar which you can control the speed in which you travel. See, the faster you go, the more your stamina goes down. But as you're going through these trails, you pick up items from
trails. See what we did there? That's how they did it. That's how they came up with the name.
So yeah, you've got crafting materials, fruit, stuff like that, stuff you can sell.
And it's sort of this thing about you're walking along, and as you see stuff, swipe to collect it as you go.
Yeah, well, you can sort of hold it and sort of do the long press, and you can either just shove it straight into the infinite, or you can drag it into the bag. But it's the way that you've got all your stuff in your satchel that you can manoeuvre it around to try and get more in there, and you can like put sticks up the side to make the bag taller, so you can cram more stuff in there. It's a really great little. I've really enjoyed what I've played of it so far, and I'm probably about a third of the way to getting like 2 Eden Falls, but there's still objectives. You've still got to make a house, and you still got to go and get a family.
Like Eden Falls is like a long distance away. It says it's like 15 kilometres.
I was going to say, I think I've got mine down to about 9.5 kilometres.
Yeah, but when you start missioning, you know, to the first camp, which is
you're doing like 0.2 of a kilometre each camp.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, this is going to take ages to get there.
But then you need, by the time you get there, you should have a good stack of cash and some
decent moccasins on your feet to make you move a bit quicker. And
yeah, I think it's been a really great game. It's really, like I say, a great crafting system. I like the recipes, and you sort of learn, you've got to collect stuff. Some woman gives you extra recipes. You can then take the scraps that you've sort of rabbit fur scraps and make shoes or hats. And yeah, I thought it was really good. I like the freeform bit. I've yet to dive into that, see if I can come up with some monstrosities. But I'm really surprised as well, because it's a game that clearly is designed for in-app purchases, but not one has been pushed down my neck. Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. I've had one message coming up saying, "Did you want to buy this pack? It's on a special offer for you right now. If you buy it now," as always, fuck off. Yeah, not been bothered by one since.
Cool.
So it's
that's good. I like it when they respect the gamer.
Yeah, it's like I say, great little game, great little crafting system at play. I just need to play a bit more because I've yet to see too much of it.
Yeah, cool. Well, there we go, folks. There's a bit of mobile gaming. That
was a long Uncharted.
Yeah, but you know, well worth covering it, because there's a lot out there, a lot worth looking up. So I guess there we are. We're going to wrap this bad boy up. So, any final thoughts? If you had to choose one game, if you said go play it, folks, what would it be?
Hill Climb Racer.
Really? Okay, Hill Climb Racer. For me, it's OSA, the Insult Simulator. Gotta try it, folks. It's amazing.
That's why I didn't say that one, because I thought you would.
Right, so from Angry Link, it's
adios.
And from me, it's goodbye.